Tally. Glad you could make it.
Hey, Evie. Happy housewarming. Wow, I really like what you've done with the place.
Thanks. It's my new Warband character select screen, and I love it.
It's so open.
Thanks. Yeah, we really wanted to get the roof off, get a campfire going, really make a nice space for sitting around and socializing, Just me and all my alts.
Yeah. I didn't even know you had any alts.
Well, yeah, I am mostly a one-class kind of gal, that's true, but hey, you're here.
Yeah. Who's that?
Help me. Oh, that's no one, just ignore her.
Please finish leveling me.
She seems really upset.
God, she's so clingy. Shut up, Vale. I don't want to level you anymore. Just deal with it.
I'm so lonely.
You too, Nevitel. I used my Shadowlands boost on you. What more do you want? Sorry about that, Tally. What were you saying?
You seem to have a lot of abandoned priest alts, specifically.
Yeah, it's weird. I know. What class do you main again?
So how long's she usually gone for?
Please delete me.
Knowledge is power.
Hello Internet, Talieisn here. Welcome to another episode of the weekly reset, Talieisn and Evitel's wondrous wisdom show. And what a week it is, because we have a release date for 11.0. The War Within pre-patch is going to hit on the exact date everyone had worked out. It had to be ages ago. Tuesday the 23rd of July for NA and the 24th for EU. And this is always exciting, obviously, because yay, new expansion bits and events and class changes and dynamic flying on basically every single flying mount you own. But this particular pre-patch is especially significant because I think it has a case to be called the most important pre-patch in the history of WoW expansions, as it introduces arguably the most important change to the game in history, something that changes the very fundamentals and design philosophy of World of Warcraft. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, Warbands are here, and nothing will ever be the same again. We're going to tell you everything you need to know about the best WoW feature in a generation and everything else coming in pre-patch as well. But first, Evie's here with a roundup of the week's War Within beta news.
Welcome to another round of Evie's beta rundown. Let's run down. Come on, you've had 2 weeks to practice. The new War Within beta build is tagged as a release candidate. And with Season 1 now up on the beta for testing, it really feels like we're coming into the home stretch. We are less than 6 weeks away from launch, early access that is. We're at the stage now where we're seeing lots of new UI elements and quality of life changes continue to pop up, like these nice new screens showing your delve progress, allowing you to configure your big boy Bran directly from the UI, and a shiny new Vault UI which has removed PvP, I'm assuming for me personally, and replaced it with world content, again for me. Thank you. And you're welcome. There's been more tuning in the beta for delves too, directly responding to player feedback. That feedback was, it's too hard. So, XP has been buffed across the board, Bran has been buffed, and tweaked to be a little more helpful to player characters, which was an easy change since he has previously been basically useless to players. I'm super excited to see the delve gameplay loop on live, getting heroic gear from challenging, but not too hard, solo world content is something I've always wanted to see, not only because I'm lazy, but because I love to see different gameplay styles being accommodated for. Also, I'm lazy, but not too lazy for delves, okay? A new Warband scene found in the data suggests we may be seeing some new Warband backgrounds in the future. This has been more or less hinted at, if not outright confirmed, by several devs, but we love seeing this appear here. Because as much as I love a little campfire in the middle of nowhere in Azurspan, and I love the day-night cycle that's been added, me and the guys and the gals are going to want to hang somewhere a bit more thematic, more in line with the current story. Maybe in a snug, light-warmed cave in Hallowfall, or a nice nook in Dornegal, or Zelatath's room. The War Within is bringing out a round of new crafted profession bags, which are actually nothing like the profession bags of old that could only hold materials for certain professions. Got one of the new 38-slot alchemy bags? Yeah, you can put alchemy stuff in it if you're a normie, but you can actually put anything else in it too. But what it does give you is a specific alchemy related bonus. You can have 2 of these max and they have to be different, but that's perfect for your 2 professions. That's 76 slots, 2 bonuses, 1 happy camper. The crafter. Who am I kidding? Crafters are never happy. Mythic Plus testing continues on the beta too, and Xalatath continues to meddle in our mortal affairs, this time with the Zal flavored Mythic Plus affixes that have been up for testing on the beta. Now, as we are in the home stretch, we're seeing loads of changes being implemented every week. That's to be expected, but it is heartening to again see the dev team taking feedback on board and responding to it with tangible changes. Xalatath's bargain, Ascendant, was far too orby, so it's been nerfed accordingly, and Frenzied has been removed completely, although it's not clear if it's just been removed from testing or if it's been removed like Rishi Sunak removed. In its place, we have Voidbound, in which Zal summons a Void Emissary. God, I'd love to be a Void Emissary, who needs to be de-shielded and pew-pewed before they buff other mobs. Once you get them down, you take a nice little crit buff instead. It's a familiar formula, but now Xalatath flavored. So yeah, I'm down. And lastly, a new 6-month subscription bundle is here, featuring a big old owl boy mount and dinkier little owl boy pet. The charming courier owl mount is, in contrast to its cutesy name, an unnerving hellspawn of a snowy owl and a blue drake, which is I don't need to think about that one actually. Players on existing 6-month or 12-month retail subs will get him automatically, while our classic friends will get the blockier pet version in the form of Swoopy. Aww.
Okay, let's talk pre-patch. And I'm gonna level with you straight up, okay? I'm always excited about pre-patch to a new expansion, but this one, for the War Within, is probably the most monumental ever. Not because of the pre-patch event, which feels like Blizz fed the last 5 expansion pre-patch events into ChatGPT and created the most pre-patch event that has ever pre-patched. What can you say about this pre-patch event beyond that's a pre-patch event? Different zones get invaded at different times. The theme this year is elementals. Death stuff. No, sorry. The burning iron memories, blue and yellow glowing azurite memories of the world soul and the dangers it has faced. So, a nice excuse to wheel out old baddies like Arthas, making War Within the 3rd expansion in a row where Arthas has been a killable enemy in 2024. But anyway, sorry, different zones get infested with glowy memory mobs. You have to kill a bunch of them until a glowy memory boss shows up, and then 1,000 of you kill that at 10 frames per second to get some currency, which you will spend at a vendor for catch-up gear. This time, the catch-up gear looks like a recolor of the Legion Argus set, but also mounts and trinkets and toys. And also, there's a whole other currency that you collect from the 3 different continents that this event happens on that you can use to make an heirloom ring. Just like last pre-patch. It's a pre-patch event, but seeing as this pre-patch event is more modern than any pre-patch event that came before it, there are some nice modern WoW tweaks, like the portals in Dalaran, all next to each other, that will transport you to each event, and the fact that the portal glows when the event is active in that area, and tells you how much longer the event is active for. It was not like that in my day. The rotation on these events is also going to get progressively swifter as the pre-patch goes on. Every 90 minutes in the first week, down to every hour in the second week, down to every 30 minutes after that. Also, of course, all that currency that you're collecting It's Warband wide, but more on that in a little moment. It's not exactly inspiring, I know, but it's fine. It's always fun when there's a whole server's worth of people destroying a boss together. It's fine, but it's not the reason this pre-patch is so exciting. Oh no. It's not even skyriding, and skyriding is brilliant. From the 23rd, you will be able to use dynamic dragon riding style skyriding flight on every single flying mount in your collection. No questions asked. It is slightly slower when you're not in the Dragon Isles, just 705% as opposed to 830%, but honestly, you don't notice that because you're still traveling at 705% speed, not to mention how much more fun it is than your standard steady flying. The best feature of Dragonflight is now learnable at level 10. But if you don't like skyriding and steady flying is more your thing, then sorry. But also at level 20, you will learn a toggle to switch between skyriding and old school steady flying at will. And then at level 30, steady speed flying speed increases to a new lightning quick 420%. Nice. Not as fast as skyriding, obviously, and correctly, but still a fair old lick. This is all brilliant. I will say that I find skyriding on any mount that doesn't have wings, so like a disc or a horse or a flying surfboard, doesn't feel totally intuitive to me. Like, it feels a bit weird. I would highly recommend Keyboard Turner's Dragonrider add-on, which we'll be linking in the description below, along with the usual collection of Wowhead articles that go into a bit more detail on everything that we talk about today, just with less dad jokes. This is obviously amazing, I love it, but it is not why the pre-patch is so good. No. It's not even the massive reduction in XP needed to level across the board. No. It's not even the new UI with the new map icons and new map legend to explain and filter the new icons. No, or the searchable and filterable spellbook. No, it's not even the huge class changes that I'm not even going to touch in this video because I'm not a complete idiot. No. The reason this is the most important pre-patch of all time is because it will also give us Warbands. The gameplay philosophy of WoW has been quietly shifting ever since patch 9.1.5 in Shadowlands through Dragonflight and now reaching its ultimate expression in the War Within. The focus of WoW moving from the character to the player, from the individual to the collective, from the main to the account. Progress, currency, achievements, transmog, bank, even the character select screen, all now shared across your toons. And look, no joke, if the whole entire extent of Warbands was just this cool new select screen, I would still think it was awesome, honestly. I'd be happy with that. But with everything else as well, this is nothing less than a revolution in terms of how we and Blizz will approach the game from now on. To show you what I mean, let's have a big old Warband guide, why don't we? Okay, go. The screen. Right, so some people still think that your Warband is these 4 characters that appear in the cool camping scene when you log in, but these are just your 4 favorite characters. The ones who you actively choose will appear in this screen. Your Warband is every single character on your account, no matter the faction, no matter the realm. And in fact, every single one of them will be displayed below these top 4, no matter the realm. So if you have a stupid number of total characters across a whole bunch of realms, like me, then you will be very thankful of the new search function on this screen. There is a reason that character and guild realm transfers are disappearing from the Blizz store the day before Warbands goes live. It's because you do not need them anymore. What with this and cross-realm guilds and mythic raid groups now being a thing too. So just to be very clear, when we talk about your Warband, we are talking about your account, not just the 4 guys in this camping scene. Or a side note, we do also know that Blizz intends players to be able to collect different backgrounds for this screen. Ian Hazakostas suggested they might be a reward for renown somewhere down the line. As yet, there has been no confirmation of how or when this will happen. And I know it's hard to believe, but trust me, everything else about Warbands is even better than this. Things that are now shared among your warband automatically are reputation. Reputation and renown in the War Within and Dragonflight will be shared across all of your characters, with this change being applied to reputations from earlier expansions over time. There are some exceptions to this, very individual things like the Winterpelt Furbolg language learning rep, and then later on Aldors and Scryers, stuff like that. But basically, you start a new level 1 character on the 23rd, that little dweeb is going to be max renown with the Valdrakken Accord from the second they are born. That's assuming you have any characters who are at max renown with Valdrakken Accord, Evitel. Transmog. Armor restrictions for collecting transmog appearances are gone. You can now collect any appearance on any character as a result, either by just picking it up or selling it in the case of grey items. You can also access all armor type and class appearance sets in the appearance tab of any character to better keep track of everything that you've got. The exception to this is tier set tokens, which will need to be physically sent to a character of the appropriate class to use. But the thing is, you can do that now as well. Currency. This is one of the most important ones, and it is implemented so well, nearly all currencies can be easily transferred to the character you are playing instantly via the currency tab. Sometimes there's like a tax on the currency like there is in the game, and there are rare exceptions, mostly connected to player power progression, so the most powerful crests. But this whole system is so fluid and so informative and easy to use. I love it. The bank. There's a Warband bank with 5 tabs of 98 slots each to be unlocked with gold, and then you can whack basically anything in there, including gold, which you can then obviously access and withdraw again on any of your characters, and including regents, which you can then craft directly from using any of your characters. It's so wonderful. You can even customize the tabs with names and images, and even by expansion. And you can access your Warband bank from anywhere that you can access your personal bank. Jeeves and all. 10 out of 10, no notes. Gear. Okay, so you can't literally just transfer gear across characters, but you kind of can. Whenever you loot from raids, dungeons, and delves, there is a chance that you will gain an extra piece of Warbound until equipped gear as a bonus roll. This gear will be at least 1 tier of item level lower than the source that you just looted. So if you're in a heroic raid, it'll be champion level, for example. But you can send it freely to characters across your account, or if you can't be bothered using a mailbox, you can just put it in your Warband bank and they can pick it up later in their own time. Obviously, this is a brilliant way of keeping alts within sight of being relevant, and just a huge time saver across an entire account. Achievements. When you log in on Tuesday the 23rd, achievements will be Warband wide, as will be the progress in the vast majority of cases too. So if an achievement needs 200 kills of something, 100 on one character, 80 on another, and 20 on another will get it for you. Again, there are exceptions here, obvious things like Gladiator, shit like that. And it's fair to say that account-wide achievements are something that has been sneaking into the game recently anyway, but now it's the standard. Exploration. As well as all unlocked flight points being available to every character, there is a new toy, the Warband map of Everywhere All at Once, which can be used to uncover all previously explored maps on your account on any character. Also, I'm not sure which segment to put this in, but it's really cool, there's a nice bit at the bottom of quests now that tell you whether your Warband has previously completed it or not. I think you will agree, all of this is huge, and not only will it change how we play the game on a day-to-day basis, but also how the game will have to be designed going forward too, in ways we haven't even realized or anticipated yet. I am not exaggerating when I say this is the biggest single shift ever in the philosophy of World of Warcraft gameplay. A shift that began halfway through Shadowlands as a response to basically everyone hating Shadowlands. A shift that enabled Dragonflight to be one of the best expansions ever from a gameplay point of view. A shift which is reaching new levels in the War Within. From a personal perspective, this is awesome. This is brilliant stuff. I think this new philosophy made Dragonflight the expansion that saved WoW, and there's every reason to believe that continuing growing with it. Expanding it into things like Warbands means the War Within has every chance of being the expansion that makes WoW great again. But in completely different ways to how it was great before, you know what I mean? But what do you think? Please tell us what excites you most about Prepatch in the comments below. And also, what backgrounds you want to see pop up for the Warband scene and why it's Grizzly Hills. And thanks for joining us today. If you liked this video, don't thank us, thank our patrons who give their actual real life money to make all of our work happen. And patrons, seriously, thank you, because without you, there would be a whole lot less Talieisn and Evitel. If you didn't like it, downvote the shit out of it, and remember, my name is Banorak. No, my name is Talieisn from me and Evitel. Until next time, cheerio.